Welcome to
Also,
another edition of the VCG Musicians Playbook Q&A. We have a great team here of members to school in the VCG. We're just going to jump right in. Um, I first want to congratulate everyone on releases that have happened. Um, Krissa, I'm not sure if you saw the track you did with Iggy, Prince Divine dropped today, which is kind of exciting. And we're just gonna see how it does. If it does really well, I'll pull the song and have probably Tom or Burke remaster it. It's got it's fully encoded, so I'm pretty excited about that. Mike Luce, who's not on the call, who's a good friend of mine, dropped today as well. Skinny Love, the Bon Iver cover. Um, Krista, your song's in preparation of Valentine's Day coming up. I think it's kind of like it's a vibe. Um, but Russell dropped Liu Kang, and that's already above 1,500 plays. Like, of course, we already know he crushes the promotions. Um, Bobby dropped his song, which I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna use that as an example today. The Eastern Continental Divide. Shouts out to Bobby, um, and that's a beautiful piece of art. I've been listening to that a lot. So I've been showing a lot of people that. So good job on that track, Bobby.
Thank you.
Mayday has a song dropping on the 22nd, part of his Waterfall release, Aligning Stars, which is exciting. Um, I also had Current Affairs, a beat tape drop, and that was a quick Waterfall release. So we had one song one week, another double single the second week, and then the whole EP is gonna drop in a couple weeks. News, our great mix engineer Tom, I'm just going to spill the beans. He's upgrading his studio and now has this incredible cloud soundproofing, which maybe later in the call you can talk about that, Tom. That's pretty exciting. Um, Tom, I also have Girl Scout cookies for you. I need to
Oh,
deliver. Let's do that this weekend. Um, but things are going well. Adam, who is gigging right now at the Passport Center, he comes over once a week and we dedicate a day to knocking out admin. Um, I made a Google Sheet checklist that I've already shown Mayday. This is helping keep things in order that I'm going to share in the classroom. I'm also going to share the screen here so you can see entire Chrome tab, entire screen one, share. So can you guys see this? So in Google Sheets, I have let's do this one. I think this is Bobby's. Yeah. So this is just a checklist. I may add more. It's pretty general, but I may add more work to the or more items in the checklist. But basically, it's keeping order for all the individual tracks we're doing because I was getting lost in the sauce with the work we were doing. So, Bobby, your song here, we encoded the metadata. We will do the pro registration this Friday. Um, we uploaded track to distribution and we did the Illuminate title and ISRC registration. So we're gonna do work on this stuff as well next week or this upcoming week on Friday. We'll do media base and Song Trust. I'm going to after this call, I'm going to email them again and just kind of organize um, that platform. I have like an umbrella um, hierarchy in there, and for some reason, when I was trying to work out some of the registrations, it all got wonky. So um, this checklist will, and that's getting sorted out for Song Trust. That's what I'm waiting on. Um, I'm not sure. I showed Mayday this, but Mogul Music. Mogul Music. I'm going to show you guys this. Um, it's not expensive. I think it's only $5 a sign up, and I'm going to be signing you guys up for this. Basically, what you can do is from this checklist, you can log in all your platforms from Mediabase, or not Mediabase, excuse me, Songtrust, MLC, Sound Exchange, Harry Fox. I'm working with them with a distributor as well, trying to get the VCG in there. You can also see your pros in there. But Mogul Music, you can see in an audit of my back, I have a huge back end catalog that needs to be registered, but my audit score is 78% healthy. I still need to do a lot of registrations on my um, catalog, but you can see some things here where it shows how mechanical royalties found 52 and whatnot, publishing royalties not collecting 2. So I still am working on this to try and fix these on the David Scott back catalog, but also y'all will have access to this. I need to take care of this this week as well on Friday. So if you're signed up to the VCG, you will have your own account here under Mogul Music. You can see registrations. You're only paying well, the VCG will pay for this, but we're only paying a subscription fee. They don't do anything with the royalties, but they probably get some data. I'm inclined to think they get data. So this was paid out last year just from the catalog, and they give a valuation to the catalog, which is kind of cool. Oh, look, this is great on Mechanicals. Touchdown, of course, with all the promotions that Russell did. Mechanicals got $27. That's great. So my goal, I was telling Mayday the other night, my goal is to trigger the Spotify algorithm, and we're off to a great start with songs dropping every week. I want to show you this. If you hadn't seen this, my music sheets here. Let's go David Scott here. So I know this probably looks kind of crazy to y'all, but all the codes and whatnot are in this music industry code sheet here. Like we have One Day, his Prince Divine's IPI, my IPI, Shelly Markman's IPI, Writing Russell's IPI, the publishing, and the various codes from IFP, ISNI, ISRC, UPC. So along here, there are also artists. Bingo Bango. I just want to show you that so you guys know that we're keeping track of all these things. If you ever need your ISRC or IFP, just reach out to me. We have Liu Kang ISRC here, Aligning Stars. I know Mayday, that's not correct on the lettering there, but it's correct on the distribution. I also want to show you guys some of the back end stuff I have here. So no one's hit their payout threshold, which I think I'm trying to set to $20 on Mechanicals. I think the first person that will hit that on the existing songs will be Russell, which is exciting. But let me see if I can show you anything here. This sometimes gets super laggy. Oh, so this is this period, $16 as a whole. The last period was, I think, $20 as a whole. So we're not quite there yet on payouts, but just so you know, it's all here. If you want a personal kind of like audit that you can go over with me, I'm happy to do that. If you're releasing songs in here, we can sit down and go over the back end stuff, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Stop sharing. Let's see. On the school side of things, we are adding to the classroom, which will be that checklist. But yeah, things are going forward. I'm excited. Who jumped off? Krista jumped off? Yeah. Okay. Maybe she got disconnected. Russell and I met this morning, talked about more promotions, and maybe if anyone has any questions, we can open it up. But I do want to talk about ways to get streams up. So you don't get paid unless you hit the $1,000 mark from Spotify. You will get paid on other platforms. I was thinking about directing things over to YouTube Music, maybe in the future, not maybe in 2026. I'm not sure yet. I want to see how this year goes, because right now we have songs dropping and all our attention has been to Spotify. But I think, you're one song away from really making it big and going viral and doing great. But people have to see the songs, right? So that gets into promotions. I know, Bobby, yours is mainly used for like booking and whatnot, but still, you have a great song. Anyone want to comment, mention, talk?
Well, for what you're, I guess for me, yes, my motivation for the release is, and also my streaming, I'm definitely very motivated to increase my streaming numbers. That's a big priority for me. But it's, like you were saying, is to open up better opportunities for my booking and that sort of thing. And so my perspective on the platform is I think Spotify makes the most sense for me to my priority would be to increase my streams on Spotify. Right. Because that's I feel like my audience is that's the place where they're going to be listening and sharing and stuff. So that is my priority. And I think I am looking for ways to get more engagement everywhere. But yeah,
so Russell has some great hacks, and I showed Mark this the other night, the tagging thing, and then we went over it again this morning. But do you want to talk about, Russell, maybe how you leverage ChatGPT, but keep it simple? Just don't go too deep, because you can go really deep with all the work you're doing on that end, but try and keep it as simple as possible. How to use ChatGPT to leverage finding who you want to promote to.
Okay, so wow. When it comes to I kind of have the same philosophy with Bobby. I try to funnel most things towards Spotify because I feel like they have the biggest audience of the platform. But if you want to engage in an audience that isn't close, aren't your followers already, then Reels are going to be your biggest bet in terms of getting new followers on Instagram. And then if you're going to keep the followers you have engaged, then stories is going to be what you're going to use to do that. So separating those two, I think, is very important, because basically stories is just keeping your audience informed moving forward of whatever it is that you do. And if you're scheduled with it, then those numbers with the reels will increase together. So one of the things that I've done, which isn't even related to music, but just that I noticed, like I do a puzzle every week and then I post it in stories. Now I get over 60 people that look at it every time. That's for one day. That's pretty good. You know, like if that was music, you know, if it was me producing and then me showing how to produce or whatever, and did a story every week, you know, and coordinated that with a reel, right? Then you're looking at maybe, you know, 40 new followers every week doing that one story. So I think that there's a good, and then as I mentioned with Dave, and people know, like, ad tagging is important. When I do my personal stories, I'm ad tagging people I just want to be friends with, you know, and then, you know, hopefully they like my music, you know, but like, I'm not like trying to force it on them. And then, but with the reels, I'm forcing it on them. So they're getting this personal connection of who you are as a human through stories, and they're getting the promotional side of what you're wanting to achieve in business through the reel. So,
quick question on the tagging thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what would be like an example of like a connection you would be making through that?
Yeah, so explain how you come up with the tags with ChatGPT, Russell.
Oh, okay. So I will be very specific. I'll try to be specific as possible with ChatGPT, and so I'll say something like, for instance, I could be like, give me 20 tags, ad tags. You push, you know, ADD space TAGS, and just say, you know, what are 20 music magazines that I could ad tag to this post, to this reel that I made about X, Y, and Z, whatever the reel's about. Now, you want to explain that pretty short, you know, and I also will put my lyrics in before all this. So I'll say, you know, what do you think about these lyrics? What, you know, who would like these lyrics? You know, because I'm writing Russell. So for me, my audience might be different than whoever I'm working with. And so that's one of the ways that I'm trying to exploit my audience alone, whether it's, you know, and then I might say, I think one thing that has changed a lot, I mean, and I think mostly because of the election, is that everything's kind of becoming more geared towards the influencer. You know, whoever is going to influence someone else instead of you being the one to influence.
Yeah.
So that's also a good thing to ask, you know, in a ChatGPT. Like, give me, and I won't ask for 20 anymore. I usually ask for 40, because when I'm ad tagging, I'd say about one of two won't work when I push to ad tag it, which means their settings aren't letting it, or Instagram's just not working somehow at that time or whatever. And then I also find that if it's like, you might, like, I want booking agents to do it, right? So I might put in, what are 20 booking agents ad tags? Okay. It's a lot about who do you want influencers that are listeners to listen to your music that, you know, because influencers aren't there to just listen to music. They're there to listen to it and then pass it along to their friends. That's just how they've been their whole life.
Yeah.
So I think, so that's a big thing too, you know.
I would also add a second step. All the courses I've taken in ChatGPT, you do the initial question, or you do the initial description of what you have,
Mm-hmm.
and then you ask ChatGPT a question about what you have, and it'll give its answer, and then you do a follow-up question based on the answer that it gave you to get more specific and more direction. So like it's not just like a one question and done, and you have to know how to ask it too. But the more information you give, the better it's able to give you those tags. So yeah. Does that make sense, Bobby?
Yeah, it does make sense. Because I guess like I don't know a single influencer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't think that's the type. I don't think that's really the type of person that like I follow.
Yeah.
But
what happens? What was really cool last time that Russell did this is it gets if you get trending, if it gives you trending ads, then all the people going to those trending ads, those accounts, you'll pop up in the feeds. Okay. So like you'll randomly pop up in the feeds, and someone like it's a needle in a haystack. So someone's scrolling, and then they'll be like Taylor Swift. Someone who follows Taylor Swift, will be scrolling, and Russell tagged Taylor Swift. So now it'll show up in that person's feed randomly, and they'll be scrolling, and they'll click, right? Now, how many posts do you click in the feed, right? It's like you click a number of posts, but it's like we need quantity of numbers. So like we need like numbers of quantity of people seeing those, and then you get 1 in 100 or something, 1 in 50. I have no idea, but so
one of the things that it does suggest, ChatGPT does suggest, is if and I did preparation before the first time I did with Touchdown, and following 40 people liking their shit for a couple days, and then being like, okay, now I'm going to do this ad. I'm not going to pay for it, but hopefully now they're going to actually take it legit because I took time for them. I did a karma approach.
Yeah.
And it worked. Somehow I had 400 followers the next day. And it was like, holy shit, how did this happen? Yes. So there's that. With your music specifically, I think of like, I know the banjo player for Leftover Salmon, Andy.
Uh-huh.
And what he does is he plays banjo, and there's this fox that comes says what's up to him while he's playing banjo, and somehow that went viral. But like, you never know what's going to make you go viral.
A fox?
A fox, yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, he's completely viral on that just by playing banjo.
I saw that post randomly. I didn't know you knew that guy.
Yeah, and so like,
it's crazy.
But what I was saying earlier is like but he's doing that regularly. He's going outside and playing whether the fox is coming out or not, and that's part of his, marketing plan. And so so yeah, Fox came out and he's playing, and that became a big thing. But like, I think like that, like when you have what like music you have, that's the kind of thing I would try to do is like, where do I like to go play, where shit could go down. That's could be viral. Well, but you're never gonna know where that's gonna happen. But like even if you went to like a Duke, went to Duke campus and played, on a
game day,
a Stonehenge wall or something, right? And the crowd's below you, right? Because they have hundreds of thousands of people there, because they're waiting to get in the game or whatever. Like, there's gonna be people that see that and are like, "Holy shit, like that's dope."
And then what you would do
you know what I'm saying?
You would tag Duke basketball, Carolina basketball if you're there, and then it shows up in those people's feeds.
Yeah. So the biggest
gaming.
way, like you as an entertainer, in terms of like, is location, like you finding where to go to play. If you play at the Dean Dome, you know, all those on the steps, all those, there's hundreds of people walking by. You know, you're gonna get a lot of people that.
Well, speaking of which, Bobby, I think I want you to play at the Dean Dome in May.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah, it'll be outside. But
then maybe I'll check my calendar.
Yeah, check your. It's a door-to-door gig.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
So yeah,
but yeah, those things are all like just marketing going into it. Even if you didn't have social media or whatever, like that would be the only way you could probably make it today.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to think of ways to do this. I mean, I don't know that the you know, I guess spontaneous public performance angle is necessarily my speed.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to like, it's just this weird problem for me because I'm performing places all the time, like multiple times per week, and it's like,
you gotta send me your set list.
Huh? Send you my set list.
Yeah.
What for?
For your performance rights, royalty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm performing publicly all the time,
mm-hmm.
and I don't have a problem with that at all. Like I don't I do pretty well with that.
Yeah.
And like trying to translate that into some sort of like deliberately created like social media content has just been a real challenge for me, and I haven't been able to figure out how to make that work.
Well, let me ask you this: is your goal to have as many? What's your goal? Because you could have, you know, if your goal is to have, would you rather have? Let me put it this way: would you rather have 500 fans that are super fans that buy all your merch, you know, that you have, and go to all your shows, like you know, they're super diehard fans, okay? Or would you rather have 200,000 fans? They might not buy your merch, but you have, you know, 1 million streams on Spotify.
I want to play to a broad audience. I part of my problem with social media is like a large proportion of like the people who follow me are like people who I know already. Yeah. And I think part of my problem is I'm very good at like performing for strangers, and like the greater the familiarity is between me and my audience, like the worse it actually is. Like that ends up being more of a barrier. So
well, that's something you're learning then. Like, so maybe like I would say if you're good at performing in front of strangers and you notice that, then I would go, you should have one of your friends come with you when you do this, and maybe have them video while you perform, and catch those reactions of people watching you as you perform that don't know you.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the reason why I mentioned the locations thing is because if they're doing that while you're performing, then now you have content. Now you have a reel with them showing all that. Hey. And you could present that on Instagram to whoever, a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
You know, only strangers.
Let's keep it moving for now. We'll get back to the real ideas and content ideas. Also, you know, what we did earlier, Russell, you could just put that in Chat GPT and it'll give you all your ideas for your reels. I did want to show you last quarter. I just looked up the publishing sheet on a whole nother side of things. I'm going to share this one more time. Share. So not a lot popped off last quarter. this went up to November, $4 on the publishing side of things. So that's total. So some of your songs are probably not in here, but because of like Bobby's, this was November, so you wouldn't be in here. Liu Kang, it wouldn't be in here. Probably some of Mayday songs might be in here. Let's see. But you can look. Oh, Balloon's in here. You can just see the breakdown, the crucials. Let's see. So these platforms, paying out pennies on the dollar, pennies on the pennies. So when this hits a threshold too, there'll be more of an audit too, but it's just sitting in BMI, and they're probably getting interest on it in the bank for all these artists. It's safe there, but it doesn't go anywhere. So that's just performance rights. Send me your set list. No one's done that yet. So a number of places, like Bobby, for instance, the hospital, it's a nonprofit, so they don't have licenses. So you can't report sets there. But every other place that you're playing out, you can report on. So
I can send you set lists for like a whole year. I have them all. So I'll do that.
So yeah. So if you have over 100, then I'll start chipping away, but it might be good to show you how to do it too. So you can help with that if you want. But
oh yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, but moving forward from since the time you signed to the VCG, which will be last month, then just send me your set list. Okay. But like the back catalog, that might be we could do that, but it'd be another conversation. Probably have to figure out if Adam he gets an hourly, we pay him an hourly, and then he would figure out the time for that.
I'll just start sending him.
This is probably the best thing. So yeah. So even if you're in ASCAP or BMI, send your set list. Tom, you still there? Yes. Okay. He might have. I wanted him to talk about the cloud a little bit. Mayday has a lot of stuff. Mark, you there? Yes.
No.
Okay, great. Yes. Mayday has a lot of stuff in the works, dropping, and a lot of creative things happening. You want to talk about your shows coming up?
I was gonna say it's all in the works. It's the greatest of works. I'm actually.
You probably are the most creative, I think, like in terms of coming over here.
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I was just thinking. I was like, man, we might end up kicking another fruit freestyle tonight. I might have to stop by and go get something.
We gotta do work. We gotta do work.
You know what I'm saying? Got to put in work. So I've got some multiple shows and hostings coming up. So I've got a show at this place in Cary. If anyone's familiar with Bond Brothers East Side, I'll be out there. The person who's on the band that I'm doing backup vocals for, he's the headliner for the show. His drummer is also one of the managers there, and you know what I'm saying, pretty much has like the run of the place for closing up and such. So
what's the date?
That's the 21st, February 21st. And then I've got one the very next day, which will still be these will be completely different performances, really, because one's like an R&B, more album release event, where I'm a featured performance, and I'm also doing background vocals and sort of like let's say theatrics, if you will, along with. And then the next day, the 22nd, I'll be popping into the Genius Party's open ox that they're having at this place called the Waken Bakery. You can guess what that's about.
I
And
thought the 22nd was your show.
no, it is, and that's
Okay.
during the day. During the day, so because I'm thinking of having Kamel like pop over to that event, get film of me kind of traveling. I got a couple other things to do that day, and then get film of the show, and then like have that as like content to be able to do. Um, and so I have a
Yeah,
show
you
that
got
evening
content.
that I also host that as well. That's a live radio show, so it's an online radio show that's pretty popular already. But he has a live version once like every season or so. And so this one is he graciously gave to me because we realized it was this same date I was releasing Aligning Stars and the start of my Waterfall release.
And
And
that's
so
222 on
yeah.
225.
So, and
That's when
David,
it
D'Angelo will be here for both of those, bro. He'll be performing with me on the 21st and 22nd. So, you know what I
I'll be
mean?
there.
Work in. And then outside of that, I've got the hosting for the Wake Forest Film Festival coming up March 1st, and then backing that up to the Genius Party's monthly show that they have. I'm on the bill with Ari Quinn doing a performance there as well. So it's busy. It's busy season. So hoping to really increase that. To answer your question, Russell, I would take those 500 people first over those million because I could use that 500 to get those million people. Like
Yeah,
those
super fans.
will get them. You can get if you can get like if you can get 100 people doing something wild that you instructed them to do, you can get 1 million people on social media. So I really I love that question. That was so good. I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom, man.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's how I try to approach it. The reels are approaching it the other way.
Yeah.
And the stories is approaching it, the first 500. So that's how I try to think of it is what is the first 500 fans I want that are like, just into what I like. And then the reels are okay, fuck it, I'm gonna have to follow some people I don't really like to get their influence, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's just how they have it.
I mean, technically that would be the equivalent of the Marvel version of using the energy of the dark dimension, which is pretty much okay by Doctor Strange. Is the ancient she's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it like that, it's a little weird, but it's a dimension. It exists. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it so I can keep doing what I'm doing. So
Exactly.
I totally feel you on that one.
Yeah.
No, that's excellent. And other than that, I'm planning Sambene with like the different spaces. I know you and I talked about doing some pop-up shows when things kind of warm up into some parks. I'm really looking forward to doing that as well. Oh, and we should see if we're able to. Does the VCG have a YouTube?
It does, yeah.
We should see if I'm able to because the show at the portal is going to be live streamed on YouTube.
Oh, is that the 22nd? That one?
Mm-hmm. That's the one on the 22nd.
Yeah, I'll be at that one. Are you thinking about doing a collaboration or something with them?
Yeah, seeing if we could potentially stream it through both of the YouTubes, or they'll just let us use ours if we just wanted to.
Yeah, I recently, just started the YouTube channel on YouTube, so I don't have a lot of followers, but
I got you.
I'm down to do it. It's mostly all of these bi-weekly sessions on there, but I'm more than happy to see if I can. I'll talk to Willie if we do like a some. I don't know.
That should be easy.
I don't know the technical side of things of that, but I'm sure he'd be more than happy to
help figure it out. Yeah, him and Rob can figure
that
it out for us. That's our sound guy. So he's one of our sound wizards, if you will. Cool. So I'm sure they can get it nice and together. I'm about to probably pop off. Anything before I go?
I'll see you tonight
today, so
at 9:30. I'll see you tonight at 9:30, and is Kamel coming through tonight?
Tonight
at the studio? Mm-hmm.
energetically, he definitely, this is like one of the days he would pop up. He did text me back because I had asked him if we had sent the thing, and he finally was like, oh no, he didn't. So I can see if he wants to come on through, because and let him know I'm looking to book him for a couple of different things like back to back, because I know he wanted to do a video, but I think unless the plane thing is like for sure a go, I probably would utilize the service for like just something else in general.
And just so you guys know, Camille is a great videographer here in Durham. Creative
Videographer, photographer,
full time.
Creative in general. Yeah, that would be a really good word.
All right, Mark. We'll see you tonight, and we'll get
Much
that.
love.
We'll get that stuff encoded and sent tonight.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
All right, take care.
It's my victory dance. Peace, y'all. Much success.
Yeah.
Wavy Wednesday.
Peace.
Boom, boom. Be safe.
So, Bobby, you're going to be completely done on the registrations. I think getting close. I'll probably do. I'm thinking out loud. The pro registration this Friday, and also I'm going to try and set up your sound exchange. If I'm third party handling your sound exchange, which is fine, you probably have to send your license the front and back. So just know that if it's
for what?
For sound exchange.
I have to send my license for what?
So that the VCG can do your registrations on there. We could set it up together if you want to do it while maybe you come through the studio sometime, but if you want to email that, you can, and then I'll just discard it after I'm done uploading.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to tell me what all of that means as well.
You
But
just
I'll come
need
to
to take a photo of your license for sound exchange.
Oh, like driver's license or
driver's license? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to catch up on sleep. It's been a wild week. In the last 2 weeks, I think, especially with all these Trump stuff happening. Not to get political, but what else is going on? Do you guys have any questions aside from promotions and marketing? Because I feel like we covered a lot of that. Anything on the admin side of things you want to ask?
I want to like, I'm like, looking for ways to, do this stuff with like social media and that sort of thing.
Okay. Maybe we'll do a session and dedicate just that, because we talk about that every week pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're very passionate about that, and we want to know too. So
well, I think that the thing that I would want to propose would just be like we have like in-person work sessions where we just create like content that we can post.
I'm all for
like
that.
For VCG, for like individual artists and just collaborate on stuff, because that's the I think the way to make it sustainable is to make it routine and easy. And like for me, the stumbling block for doing social media is like I don't post all the time, right? So when I do post something, it feels like a big deal, and it feels like oh, I'm coming out of the blue. I better like, I don't know. It's like not the right relationship, and it's because I haven't had like a very clear rubric for like sort of like how am I engaging or like what am I doing, and obviously like that's something that needs to be like a top priority, because I like engage with an audience. I'm trying to broaden, and and in order to do that, it's like I just need to get a bunch of reps on it and just make it routine and easy, like have processes that are like kind of automatic.
If you guys are up for it, we could figure that out. We can go ahead and talk about a calendar date. Everyone,
I'm all for that.
All for that.
I'm down. I'm ADHD as hell, so body doubling is kind of my thing. Where like, working with someone on something. That's partially why I haven't really gone into other instruments other than, lyrics and voice, because I'm motivated when I'm working with other people. So
So what we could do is so we have bi-weekly Zooms with this, and then on those off days we could do like promotion day, content / promotion day. So if we're meeting bi-weekly Zooms, I still think we should have these sessions. I think these have been so valuable. Then I'll put it on the calendar on school that the other times at 3:30, other weeks at 3:30, we'll do an hour dedicated to content creation and promotions. And we'll all be working in the same spot. We'll do it in person. And it could be here, it could be there, it could be anywhere. Green eggs and ham, right? So we'll do it anywhere. So and we'll figure out strategies moving forward. A big thing. Oh, that's what I want to show you. What time is it? Oh, we got a little bit of time. So I'm trying to create the systems in place to make this sustainable, right? And because right now, to keep the business open and to do the music, like it's a loss technically. Like I do my day job to keep this stuff alive, right? And that's just how it is. So, but I believe that this is going to be profitable and sustainable over time. So I'm building the systems. One of the things I just built was so we have our website, the VCG.io, but the VCGmusic.com, and I'll share this screen with you. And this is where all the merch is going to be housed. And so I want to do a funnel into here, into this site. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do a funnel. But this thing right here, so the VCG music, we got home catalog content, and there's not a lot on here yet. But we have Mayday dropped a remix challenge last week, and I put all his acapella stems on here that people can download for free. And then he has the description of what's going on with that. We also have Toombao's album for sale, 1 day's for sale, and you click on it and you can download their album. You can listen, right? And then they're right here. And what I'm doing right now, I'll go back. I'm trying to put everything on here, but it's just we're just a little bit behind. Got the beanie here that I wear. You see me wear. 1 day is here with Prince Divine. So the mechanicals here that people make, it just goes straight to the artist. It goes 100% of it will go to the artist. So Bobby, I'll put your song on here too. Russell, I'll put Liu Kang on there. And any sales that you have, it'll go straight to you. So let's say you get you have a song, 99 cents, you make a sale, goes straight to you, and it's immediate payout. So no one's bought anything yet because we're not driving traffic. But the idea is to begin to figure out a system that will drive traffic to the site once it's fully operational and up. So I've been building that out in the last couple weeks. So.
I think one of the things that's great about meeting a person is, especially with a label, is that, everyone fails when they're doing stuff. So like I know that's weird to say, but you learn from other people's failures. And that's really what is going to drive you to be great at figuring out where you best make money. Like let's say we figure out that for some reason on some other streaming site for you, Bobby, because you're playing music live in front of people for strangers. If there's another site where you play in front of people for strangers and they're paying you money while you're playing, like that's something to consider. I don't know, Periscope or whatever. There's sites out there for it. But, you know, I'm not saying it's successful for your genre or whatever. I'm just saying that when everyone's trying something, someone will, you know, someone might be successful at something that they've tried, and then all of us can benefit from it, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's good because we, like, the team that we have here, everyone's really empowered, you know, in doing this thing, and we're all here for the love of music, right? None of us are like have broken the ceiling yet, right? I know I'm a full-time musician. Bobby, you're a full-time musician. So like, but there's still a ceiling, right? And we want to break through the ceiling. And I really think that if one artist wins, everyone wins, because then it's like what all the rappers do, like 50 Eminem, Dr. Dre to Eminem to 50 Cent. Like they put all their people on the team, you know, they put all their people on to the game. They put all their people on to being successful. So all this is, it's not like a David Scott Benet thing. It's like a platform that we can all share and be artists and be creative and have this vehicle behind us, this machine behind us that is built. So, you know, that's what I think. That's like kind of harping on what Russell was saying. So I'm building these things out, and they're in place for all of us to use, you know, and be empowered. And I think if one of us wins, we're all going to win. So we'll just keep pushing. Oh, I'll add, and I'll also text you. But if it looks good, we'll meet on the 19th. Oh, no, we'll start because we'll start in March, because the 19th I have a gig at 3, but I won't book any more gigs on that 3:30 slot. Oh no, yes, it's the 19th. Yes, so we'll start, and then the 26th we have the Zoom, and then which we could go over some stuff for that, but we'll start on the 5th of meeting in person. And why don't we plan on meeting here? And hopefully we get nice weather.
3:30.
3:30 at my house. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll put that in.
Yeah. And I will put it up on the calendar. Man, Lauren's gonna be like, who are all these people coming over to the house with their instruments while I'm working? No, she won't care. She loves it.
Yeah.
It'll be great. We're not gonna be like plugging into amps and like blasting the neighbors. We'll figure it out. But I'm excited. This will be great. So we'll still keep in touch next week, and I'm going to keep you informed on what we're doing, because I have a lot of catch up with some of these registrations that Adam and I have been working on. Not catch up. It's like there's only just so much we could do.
And Bobby, if you want to meet up with me, man, before then, you know, if I can let you have my phone number, call me up, man. We can figure out another time.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. The way that I'm looking at this, and like a big part of why, like, what was interesting, what interested me to join this group in the first place is like I mean, it's like what Dave was saying, like, you know, if one of us wins, then we all win. And and the, like, you know, it's really hard to do so many things this field in
Mhm.
isolation. It's so hard to create like create compelling media content in isolation, because even if you have like this really like highly developed like skill set and like are able to perform like to an audience, well, your audience is sitting off like in front of you out in the audience, and you're performing and like trying to like capture that like in a video or like in a recording really hard if it's just you. And so like
You
I
need
think
a team.
yeah, you need a team, and I think that there are ways that like I can help other people to achieve that for themselves, and I think that there are ways that other people could help me, and we can kind of work in collaboration towards like common goals.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm
great.
all about
Yeah.
I agree completely. Yeah, for sure.
Bobby, Russell's numbers in the chat. Catch
I got
that
it.
real quick. You got it. Okay. We're gonna sign off from here. This was good. Sorry, I'm a little disjointed. It's I'm running on zero sleep.
You're all good, man.
No
Yeah.
problem.
But good session. I will post the last 3 sessions on the calendar or on the classroom as well. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I'm sure I'll see you next week. Bobby, are you coming to the Natural Rhythms event?
Oh yeah.
For door to door? Okay. I got another compliment about you from a council member. So that's
From
a
who?
big deal. I'm not going to mention it on the Zoom. Just from a council member.
Council member. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Got another compliment. So
Cool.
Keep it up, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Take care.